Islam Dwayne Baffle Bay. It is August the 14th, 2019. Islam Moorish American National Republic, the National Grand Sheikh, Joe Bratton Bay, Islam. I say Islam to you. Right now, I'm at American Extended Stay. I'm still recording night because at night we hear a lot of feedback. It's amazing. It's like almost like a mic is in the room. Feedback of voices or noises inside the room as we sleep, and that's energy. And that energy which is spirit can affect your mental balance, health. And so there's a reason why I'm doing this video. I'm starting it off with that. Hold on one second. I meant to do this before. National Grand Sheikh Joe Bratton Bay, my husband Dwayne Baffle Bay, Moorish American National Republic. Recently I started purchasing white sage. So white sage, believe it or not, when I first came to Maryland, I had sage with me, and I think like 99% it was white. I brought it with me from North Carolina. I just never used it. And I was trying to think of where did I get it from. I thought possibly I brought it from the store, but actually what I did was I kept it in my bag, and I never used it, I think. And I wanted to give, because we were living in a tent when we first got here, and this lady at the social services was so kind to help me, I wanted to give it to her. And you know, the sage for giving me a bag, because we didn't have anything to really carry our stuff in, and she went and got a suitcase, a large suitcase, so we could put our clothes in and our belongings, and until we were able to find shelter. Hold on one second. And that was in 2016 of May, at the end of May. So we actually came here at the end of May, the last week of May, and by June, I think June the 10th, we had a job. Okay, one second. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because this is white sage. So what I did was, I was so thankful that she was giving us something to put the white sage in. I mean, put the our belongings in. I was so thankful. I was like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. You know, and because I would believe it or not, even though the those that on the surface will see that as a extremely rough time, I felt it as a learning situation, a learning. And I kept seeing Allah and so much. We needed a suitcase, and I didn't, you know, I didn't even come. But it came to us. We needed shelter. I had just enough money to get a tent, so that we wouldn't get rained on as we wait to get excuse me, as we wait to get shelter. I need to put this down. This is the white sage. Before I start coughing. These are our plants. That's this is basil, and I like to put my white sage there, or in another plant. That's the succulent plant. This is aloe vera, and that's jasmine. Okay, and I like to burn candles while I'm doing this, burning sage. These candles are they are easy to find. I found, it's like one place I found them for $1.50 a candle, 7-day candle burning, and the other one for $1. But anyway, to get to the point was, I wanted to give her a bundle of white sage because I was so thankful. That's the only thing I had to give her. I didn't have any, you know, anything else to give her, but besides saying thank you a lot, you know, I was like, thank you. And she refused the sage. But I looked online, and I was reading online, and some of the things that they said a Native American or Aboriginal Atachi, as you say, Dwayne Bey, which I'm probably gonna pronounce this wrong. Auch, Oton. Anyway, the Aboriginal, natives, indigenous would do is give sage as a gift, which I at that moment when I was doing that, I didn't, if I mean the knowledge is here, but me at that present moment, having understanding of why the sage was like, here, let me give this to you, but she didn't accept it, and I said, okay, no problem. So, but I found it interesting. Recently I was reading how Aboriginals or indigenous natives here on this landmass would give sage as a gift, peace offering, and burning sage was one. So that was good. That was something to know, because right now I'm waiting on. I'm starting to read different aspects of myself, the history as an indigenous native woman, natural being. So these things matter. And anyway, getting back to the mic in the room, you know, I'm not saying there is, but because listening to the feedback, and you know, there's if you listen closer, there's definitely unnatural feedback in this room at American Extended Stay in Annapolis, Maryland, room 116. It's like, where is it coming from? Because we don't know anyone here in Monty Gray-Bey, Dwayne Bey, Moorish American National Public, the National Grand Sheikh Joel Brant Bey to you, Islam to you. I mean, we don't know anyone personally here, and we don't have visitors coming here. So where is this feedback coming from? And once again, it's August the 14th, 2019. And that feedback is energy. It's a frequency. It's just like causing harm. When you cause harm or you are attacking someone, you are that there's not only it's not just the act of causing harm. When those that have the science of telepathy that Imani Gray-Bey and I, Rhonda Arrington-Bey, reject, but it sends a frequency, an energy, because that's a form of violation, because you're violating someone's mental space, you're violating someone's personal space, their bodies, and if you're trying to spiritually possess, then that is a form of bondage as well. So, and that's going against natural law of the earth and the universe. The earth and the universe is of the spirit of freedom. Was, is, and what is it? Is, was, and always have been in the spirit of freedom. As a divine natural being, I'm a representation of that spirit of freedom. So, so that sends a frequency when you have unclean spirits or feedback forcing their way inside a space, and to deliberately say things such as paid or rape or invade someone's dream. It's not only attacking that individual, but it's also attacking the spirit of Mother Earth and the universe, because everything vibrates, everything has a frequency. And so that which using these slaves, because that's exactly what they are, slaves, but this is a spirit, they're slaves, know what they're doing. They know it doesn't just affect an individual. They know this is a trickle effect and it's an attack on the spirit of Mother Earth and the universe. They know this. And that's the same with slave breeding and breeding these spirits that are unclean in thoughts inside a natural divine being that has the potential. Maybe they don't know the importance of their higher self yet, but through prophecy, and I'm definitely a sign of that, they will learn how to connect to their higher self, reconnect to their higher self, and maintain that higher thought process, which helps uplift the frequency of Mother Earth and the universe. And so in that, if you have that which is unclean constantly using slaves to deceitfully breed, because deceit is a unclean spirit, breeding as a slave is connected to slavery, is an unclean spirit in someone's line, ancestral line. And you have to, and just the fact that you have to use a form of manipulation through thoughts, they're attacking someone. Maybe you they using a forced subjugation, taking someone's sperm, taking an Asiatic natural being sperm, and they don't know their sperm is taken. Taking an Asiatic natural being egg, they don't know their eggs are taken, and they're trying to create a whole another part of you. That is a form of deceit, and that is definitely, that's connected to theft, thievery, thieves, and in return connected to bondage. And the earth and the universe is not made in those spirits. It is, was, and has always been in the spirit of freedom. Always. So, so hearing this feedback, and as I say this, someone speaking outside the room, they said kid, and I felt a sharp pain. Okay? Right here. Okay? These spirits say kid a lot, and they use the word witch because they're trying to lower the frequency. I'm not a witch, and neither is my son a warlock. That's for slaves to use that term witch in a demonic way. That's for a slave. I'm a priestess. Iman is a priest. We're priestesses according to the Holy Cross Circle 7. And that deals with me. What I'm learning, that is a more higher thought process in trying to in understanding, learning how to stay and maintain your higher self. In which that consists of relearning how to maintain the higher self, even as you say a prayer to of extermination, or as through divine prophecy, the killing of these unclean abominations or unclean spirits, demonic spirits. So that is definitely powerful to not use or accept that term witch or warlock, because that is definitely that is a low vibratory rate frequency, at least to me. Now it might not be to another more, but for me it is. Automatically in my Akashic records, I reject that term. And in that term, I could tell how unclean spirits use that term to try to attack the genitals spiritually. Not attack, to justify why they want to attack the genitals spiritually. Or manipulate a dream. Because once again, they are trying to justify slave breeding, and keep the frequency low of an individual, which not only affects that individual, that has the potential to raise his frequency, which helps heal the spirit of Mother Earth. So them attacking and lowering that frequency, just like stealing eggs or sperm, trying to create another part of that more, it also affects the spirit of Mother Earth and the universe. And the attack is on the frequency of the spirit of Mother Earth and the universe. These are my thoughts. That's my sight. That is one of the main agendas of unclean spirits. And so in that, there's love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So when Moors such as myself, or I'm not saying I have, or other Moors do things outside of natural law, outside of that covenant with Allah, which is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and many attributes of Allah, it is definitely a betrayal to these spirits, Islam, and that too is a frequency. That is a frequency. One of the things I also, Dwayne Bafabé, want to go ahead and speak about is in the National Grand Sheikh Islam to you again, Islam Dwayne Bafabé, as I'm speaking to you as your wife, in the Moorish American National Republic. I've done many videos and one of them, before I did this video, I was like, maybe I should like fix my hair, but I'm not in that I'm just not in the that state of mind to look cute, but I'm in a state of mind to try to demonstrate truth. Okay, I'm in a state of mind to try to demonstrate truth, and what I in hopes to Arrington-Bey, especially to you, to give you so you can see. Now, recently, Arrington-Bey, Moorish American National Republic, but in Islam National Sheikh. But I'm speaking to you, Arrington-Bey, and no, everyone. I was talking to you. I spoke about my journey with the Washita, and and it might seem as though Arrington-Bey that I was attacking, and at the time it did open up an old wound, seeing that video a few days ago of Dr. Ling. But I'm gonna start before I go there. Okay, I want to tell you again, Abbas Malik Bey is is not his true self anymore. That's my youngest son. He is now 20. When he came to stay with me, he was 19 years old, because these spirits were able to have access to a part of his mind. And when they were able to get inside his youthful mind, they went rampant. And so they were able to use him to do things that was outside of himself as a natural divine being. That's the same with other spirits. Okay, so I want to before I even dealt in spirituality or knew, and I'm not even there, I only know this much right now, but I married his father. His father's Masal Bey, and his father's from Senegal, Dakar, Senegal. Excuse me, you might hear someone using a basketball outside. It's a black Negro, a blackie, and his kid outside. They come outside and either they're smoking cigarettes. My gentles are usually attacking a sexual manner spiritually when they are outside. The kid looks to be about 11. I'm just giving testimony. And the blackie looks to be over 30 years old, with a white t-shirt on, and the kid is bouncing a basketball. So anyway, and it's two blackie males. Okay, so getting to the point. I remember Arrington-Bey. I was laying in the bed next to, and this at the time, Masal Bey was my husband, and we were married. His name was spelled Bey, B-E-Y-E. I didn't have any information about the Bey, the title Bey. I didn't know about Moors here in America. This was before Abbas was born. So this was in approximately 1998. Okay, because I had no information. I didn't know about me being a Moorish American, not about Moors, but me being Moorish. I was sleeping, so I didn't know of my true self. So, but spiritually, I married this man. I met him. We connected, and his last name is Bey, B-E-Y-E, and he's from Senegal. I remember one night I was sleeping next to him, Arrington-Bey, and once again, I tell you so many times, Dwayne, how I was not taught about spirituality at all in my family. It was definitely like a hush hush, or just going to church, or when we start to be exposed to Islam, that form of Islam, but never like in reference to spirituality that I'm learning now. Never. I guess the only type of magic or spirituality that I knew about was through television, and even then I didn't think it was real. I had no idea. I didn't think it was real. I was, it was like when things happen in a certain manner that was unexplainable, it was like, yes, there's something else that exists because I had knowledge of the books of the Holy Bible, and how the Father God Allah is mystic, but not truly grasping the spirituality within me and how I connect to the universe. So I was laying next to him, sleep, my husband, my Bey, and let me tell you this, Dwayne Bey, I loved him. I truly, truly loved him. It wasn't, even though I did not have the spirit of truth, I had not embraced the spirit of truth because I was not awake completely. But the love that I knew, it was the love for him. I was in chaos, my mind was manipulated many times, I'm pretty sure, all through the time when I was not awake, in reference to behavior. Not pretty sure, I know. Like many, because we're sleeping, we have no idea. We think we are in control, but we're not, with our mental thoughts and our behaviors and our words. But we're not. So but I did love him. I loved him when so many times when his spirit called out and said, I'm in trouble, I could have been like, I'm not going down there, I'm not going to help. But I did, and vice versa. Okay, in his way of knowing what love is, because he too was being used, his mind, his thoughts used, and he had no idea. So one day I was laying next to him, and this is in 1998, and I was asleep, and this before I had Abbas Malik Bey. Once again, his last name is Beye. And I looked, I thought I was awake, but I wasn't. And I looked, and I saw this black woman figure covered over my husband at the time, Dwayne Bey. Excuse me, yes, you are my husband now, but Masal Bey, over him, and she was doing a prayer or something over him.